and welcome to my channel. My name is Ladia and you're watching Mimi Made It by Ladia. Well, I want to show you today how I turn this canvas along with this paper napkin with this gorgeous blue and white chinoiserie motif with the vessels on there. I have all of my supplies on hand. I have this Mod Podge. You can get this from any craft store. Most of them carry it. I've got this in a large container because I know I'm going to be using it again. And then I also have this acrylic finish that I'm going to spray once I'm done to kind of put everything, keep everything together there. I have some Mod Podge in here to work with very quickly. And then I have some sponge brushes to do my application. Now, as I said, I am using this paper napkin, and I did get these off of Amazon. They have a lot of different designs on there, but I really like this one. You can use these napkins. Actually, they were selling them as a like a hand towel. You could use it for that, but of course there's other ways that you could use it too. The one thing that you want to do is, this is a 3-ply, and you want to make sure that you separate, try that again, you want to make sure that you separate the other 2 plies of paper off of this. And as you can see, there's nothing quick and easy about this one. So let's see here. I just got to get right down in there with my fingernail. Got it. All right, so I'm just going to pull that apart, and this is what I ended up with. Now, one thing that you can see about this pattern is that when it's folded over, it looks a little bit different on each side. It's going in the same direction, and then it has that blue line on the bottom. Now, of course, when I open it up, I'm going to get a look where some of them are upside down and some of them are right side up. I could just lay it out on the canvas like that, but for me, I think I would rather have it to go all in one direction. So that being said, I did a little bit of prep time on this, and I measured this. This is a 14 by 14 canvas frame, so I cut down some of the napkin, pre-cut it so that I could fit it on here the way I want the design to be, going all in one direction. I used my rotary cutter to do that instead of scissors because it gave me a nice cleaner, sharper cut versus using scissors. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to start by just brushing some of this Mod Podge across the canvas. Now you can also use this design on flower pots if you want to create a nice little design on that. And you can also use any other kind of paper that you want to use, any other kind of design. And again, this is what I'm using because I wanted to have that blue and white motif on here. So now that I have a nice thin layer of the Mod Podge on, I want to carefully add this to the bottom. So that it does not create any kind of bubbles. I'll take my next piece, and for this one I'm going to go ahead and just cut the bottom of that off, and now I can go ahead and lay this piece on nice and gently. And then just fan that out. And you have to be careful working with these napkins because once you pull the other plies off, it's very thin and it's easy to tear. Now I'm going to come across very lightly with some more Mod Podge. And again, just very lightly, just because I don't want to tear the paper that's on here. Now, if you're working with a vase and you want to use that, make sure that you go ahead and paint that white, get that covered, so that you can add whatever napkin that you want to put on top of that. Some nice fine strokes on here, just so, again, it doesn't tear. And it'll keep the integrity of the design on the napkin. Now that I've got that on there, I can come up to the top and add this one strip that I'm going to use for the border. Let me pull this down just a little bit more so that you can see it. There we go. So I'm just going to come across with this border right at the top. On here with some more Mod Podge just across there, just to keep it down. And of course you're going to want to let this dry. It'll take a while for this to dry. I'll come back around with scissors and cut that and lay that back down once this dries, and then I'll go ahead and spray it with this. It's a little sticky. I'll spray it with this just to seal everything, make it nice and shiny. And then I'm going to see if I can find a frame that I can pop this into. If not, if I can't find the type of frame or the size of frame that I want, certainly just having it as it is with these borders, one on each side, would work as well. And this is how it looks, partially finished. Again, that glue needs to dry on there, but as you can see, the design is going all in one direction like I wanted. And then I've got the blue right down there lining that, and then I've got the blue at the top. Okay, so everything is all nice and dry on this. And one thing I want to point out to you, with this decoupage technique that I've used, it does still have kind of a rough feel to it. Don't be discouraged as you're working on your project. That's just the way this is supposed to look. Now, when I turn it around, you can see I just did my brush and just kind of laid down the parts that were uneven on the back. Now I'm going to go ahead and just spray it, and that'll give it a nice shine and keep everything intact. So I shopped my home and I found the frame that I think is going to work just perfectly for this canvas to fit into this. So I'm going to let this dry for a few moments. I'm going to come back, I'm going to put this in, and I'm going to let you see what the finished item looks like. And this is how it turns out with the frame and the matting that was in the frame. Love the way that turned out. I hope that you like it too. I hope that you like my content. Thank you so much for joining me, all of my new subscribers and my returning subscribers. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you will also like and subscribe to my channel. And as always, thank you once again and be blessed. Bye-bye.